Hello, I'm Philip Sneller. Welcome to Window on the Word. From time to time, I explain to you that the text I read in making these videos is my own translation of the Bible from Hebrew into English. Because I'm following the Hebrew text, there are times when the chapter break occurs at a different place than you will find in most English translations. Leviticus chapter 5 is such an example. Many English translations put the chapter break after verse 19 and include the final 7 verses of the Hebrew text in chapter 5 as verses 1 through 7 in Leviticus chapter 6. I will read all 26 verses as they're contained in the Hebrew Bible. Let's listen now to Leviticus chapter 5. If a person sins in that he hears an utterance of an oath, and he is a witness, or he has seen or heard, and he does not testify, he will bear his guilt. Or if someone touches anything that is unclean, whether a carcass of an unclean wild animal, or a carcass of unclean livestock, or the carcass of unclean swarming things, and it is concealed from him, he is unclean and becomes guilty. Or if someone touches human uncleanness, whatever the uncleanness may be by which he becomes unclean, and it is concealed from him, when he becomes aware of it, then he becomes guilty. Or if a person takes an oath unadvisedly with the lips, for evil or for good, for anything a person might swear unadvisedly, and it is hidden from him, when he knows it, he will become guilty in one of these things. And it shall be when one is guilty of one of these, he shall confess the sin concerning the matter, and he shall bring as his guilt offering to the Lord for his sin that he committed a female from the flock, a ewe lamb or a she-goat for a sin offering, and the priest shall make atonement for him for his sin. And if he is not able to furnish a lamb, then he shall bring as a guilt offering for the sin that he committed 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons to the Lord, one for a sin offering and one for a burnt offering. And he shall bring them to the priest, and he shall present the first one for the sin offering, and nip off its head at the front of its neck, but not sever it. And he shall sprinkle some of the blood of the sin offering on the side of the altar, and the rest of the blood shall be drained out at the base of the altar. It is a sin offering. Then he shall offer the second for a burnt offering according to the ordinance, and the priest shall make atonement for him for the sin that he committed, and it shall be forgiven him. And if he is not able to furnish 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, then he shall bring as his offering for the sin that he committed 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour for a sin offering. He shall not put oil on it, and he shall not put frankincense on it, because it is a sin offering. And he shall bring it to the priest, and the priest shall grasp his handful of it for a memorial offering, and he shall make it smoke on the altar on the fire to the Lord. It is a sin offering. And the priest shall make atonement for him for the sin that he committed in any of these matters, and it shall be forgiven him. And the remainder shall be for the priest as a grain offering. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, If a person acts unfaithfully and sins unintentionally regarding the holy things of the Lord, then he shall bring as his guilt offering to the Lord a ram without blemish from the flock, with your valuation of shekels of silver, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, for a guilt offering. And he shall make good for what he sinned against the holy thing, and he shall add to it 1/5. And he shall give it to the priest, and the priest shall make atonement for him with the ram of the guilt offering, and it will be forgiven him. And if a person, when he sins, does one of the things the Lord has commanded not to do, but he does not know, then he shall be guilty, and he shall bear his guilt. And he shall bring a ram without blemish from the flock by your valuation for a guilt offering to the priest. And the priest shall make atonement for him for his error that he committed, though he did not know, and it will be forgiven him. It is a guilt offering. He was surely guilty before the Lord. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, If a person acts unfaithfully against the Lord and deceives his fellow regarding a deposit or a pledge, or by robbery, or extorts his fellow, or he has found a lost thing and lies concerning it, and swears falsely regarding any one of these things by which a person might sin, and when he sins and he becomes guilty, then he shall return the plunder that he seized, or what he gained by extortion, or the deposit that was pledged to him, or the lost thing that he found, or regarding anything about which he swore falsely. Then he shall restore it in full and add a fifth to it, and he shall give it to the one whose it is on the day he brings his guilt offering. And he shall bring as his guilt offering to the Lord a ram without blemish from the flock, with your valuation for a guilt offering to the priest. And the priest shall make atonement for him before the Lord, and it will be forgiven him regarding any of the things he did by which he became guilty. Thank you for listening. To God be the glory.